Hello everyone, this is Calvin Castine. I'm at Northeastern Clinton. I'm going to be here for about half an hour. Let me get my stopwatch going. There we go. I'm here for the beginning of a game featuring Northeastern versus Ticonderoga. Ticonderoga comes in here, and incidentally they're the ones in the dark uniforms. They're wearing purple. Northeastern is in white. Ticonderoga comes in here with a record of no wins and 8 losses. Last time these two teams met, Northeastern took the win 7-0. I believe Ticonderoga has only scored twice all season long. So I'm going to tape about 30 minutes of this, then I'm going to the rec center in Rouse's Point where there's a youth league game going on featuring Rouse's Point Champlain versus Mowers. I think it's 9, 10, and 11-year-olds. I'll mention now and I'll mention again then. If any of you people involved in any of these youth leagues would like me to cover you, don't call me up and tell me about a game. Send me your schedule at the beginning of the season. I was called up last night on this game that I'm going to tape at the rec center, and I knew this game here, Ticonderoga versus Northeastern, wouldn't be much of a game. So I decided I would tape only about 30 minutes of this and then go on to tape that game at the rec center. That's not the way I want it to work. I want people to get me their schedules and let me plan ahead. I'm working off the Northeastern boys, Northeastern girls, Shazy boys and Shazy girls schedules. And I also want to get the junior varsity and modified on all those teams. So if you don't send me a schedule, the chances of getting your game on when you call at the last minute is going to be very slim. So if you're involved in any kind of a youth league, where your child is, or an adult league, send me a schedule, please. White charge will be a direct kick for Ticonderoga. If you haven't figured it out, I'm not standing at midfield. I'm down here by the Northeastern goal. I was anticipating that most of the action would be down this way. Now getting back to these two teams, Northeastern's record coming in here on this October 7th is 5 wins and 4 losses. Ticonderoga, as I mentioned, has no wins and 8 tries. They're 0-8. Ticonderoga has scored 4 times, not 2 as I'd said earlier. They scored 4 goals and allowed 54. So they're allowing about 6.5, well, almost 9 goals a game here. excuse me, 6.5, almost 7 goals a game. Not almost 9. Northeastern, on the other hand, comes in here. As I said, they've won 5. Push on Northeastern. 1-5, lost 4. They've scored 26 goals and allowed only 19. They are in 4th place coming in here. The only team that has scored more goals than they have is Northern Adirondack, who have scored 38 goals. There's a white spot, as you can see. It's a little humidity that hasn't quite gotten out of my camera. That was picked up last Friday, the game I was doing in Shazy. It'll disappear hopefully before the end of the game. But it may be a problem I'll have to live with at the beginning of taping for the next few times out. Defensively, however, 19 goals is a lot, and that's probably why Northeastern's record is no better than 5-4. The teams that are ahead of them, saved by the Ticonderoga goalie. The teams that are ahead of the Cougars are Plattsburgh High, who are 6 wins, no losses, and 2 ties. They've allowed just 6 goals compared to the Northeastern's 19. Northern Adirondack, the team that scored 38 goals, they've allowed only 4. And St. John's has allowed 7 goals. There's a goal for the Cougars. So the Cougars take a 1-0 lead here. I'm shooting from this end of the field, of course, because I'm going to make a quick exit. Normally I shoot from the other end of the field. So Ty will kick off. Lonnie Fillion with a grab. The white throw-in. Cougars keeping the pressure on. Has to be a long season for a team like Ticonderoga, especially when you have to travel so far there. Like Northeastern, they're on the outer limits of the league. Northeastern and Northern Adirondack are the 2 northern teams, and of course Ticonderoga is the southernmost team, and they're a ways away even from Plattsburgh. They're about a 90-mile drive from Champlain. So they've had to travel a long ways to pick up their losses. And some of these nights, like last night, I was taping in Shazy. If you play on a night like that, and you've got to travel a large distance, it's going to be very discouraging. Temperature today coming to the game was 54 degrees. Very dry, but more rain on the way, according to the weatherman. But a very pleasant day today. They can't take this one away from us. Pleasant, very little wind. There'll be a corner kick for the Cougars. I'll get over here and get a different angle on it. Another corner kick. It went off Ticonderoga. That's goal number 2. So about a quarter of the way. The clock up there on your screen is not anywhere near accurate. I'll change the color of the time. A quarter of the way through the first half, the Cougars have taken a 2-0 lead. Now normally I'm over there by the books. I can tell you who has scored these. No such luck today. So I'll be here for maybe another 15 or 20 minutes. Yeah, white throw in. I'll boots it out.
Come on, you got me here. You got me.
Yeah. Blue throw in. Just barely missed. Almost goal number 3. This referee right here was at the game last night in Shazy. He survived it. He, like me, after the game said he had very, very numb fingers. Shooting conditions were almost next to impossible last night. Missed. White trip. Cougar throw in.
Here's Ryan. Scott, Ryan is Scott. Play on. Don't push him.
Trip on 22 White. Timeout. There's a Ticonderoga player on the ground. Cougars are leading 2-0. Game was played Tuesday, October 7th. The varsity and junior varsity girls are practicing over in the field adjacent to us. And the game is going again here.
Goal kick. Here, Goal kick.
Goal kick. Ticonderoga will kick it out again. We are approaching the halfway point in this first period. First half, I should say, not the first period. 40-minute halves is what they all play. Varsity boys and girls. That'll be wide. That'll be wide. Apparently there was an offsides on that. Blue push. Handball on white. Getting back to this traveling problem that Ticonderoga has, I felt for a while that it's unfortunate. I know these schools want to compete against the same schools all the time, but it's unfortunate in the case of soccer that a couple of the teams don't trade leagues, Shazy is definitely strong enough to compete with any school in the area, as we found out when they defeated Plattsburgh High School 1-0 in overtime in the opening season tournament. And of course, PHS is leading the Champlain Valley League. And I think Dannemora could be competitive in soccer. And a lot of these schools like Ticonderoga, the big schools, like Ty and Plattsburgh High School, they've got football teams, so a lot of their players who would probably help them to dominate. There's goal number 3 for Northeastern. Cougars take a 3-0 lead. A lot of the players that would help them a lot in the soccer games are tied up with football. So I think if maybe Ticonderoga and Mariah would switch leagues with Dannemora and Shazy, it'd save an awful lot of traveling for those schools involved, and you'd still have the competitiveness that you're looking for when you try to line up schools to compete in the sport. One thing you'd lose is that that idea of competing against the same players, the same teams, same schools in all sports. As I'm taping this, it's 17 minutes before 5. I've got to get out of here for a 5:15 start in Rouse's Point of that youth league game, so I will stick around for a while. But the Cougars have already scored 3 goals. They should be on their way to an easy victory here. White obstruction. Have a goalie change for Northeastern. So the Cougars have a new goalie. They're leading 3-0. Our time is ticking away here. I'm sure the official time has stopped. Well, I'm not really too concerned about actual time considering the game, because I'm not going to stay for the entire first half. Goal number 4, that didn't take long. Oh, the Cougars are leading now 4-0. Somebody's losing their ace bandage over there.
Keeper! Settle, settle! Let's try, good ball!
That's out.
Mike, you! Got him, Ryan.
Direct kick for the blue. White throw-in. You're hearing a whistle that sounds close to this game. It's the whistle in the girls' practice going on right next to us.
Play on! 18! Heel! Rick, shot! Come on, guys! Cross the alley!
This is going to be just about all the time I've got to devote to this game. I have to head off to Rouse's Point, so in about 2 seconds after I fade out, we'll be fading in Rouse's Point. Our score here as we leave this game, the Cougars are leading 4-0. And they should be on their way to another easy win over the visiting Ticonderoga Sentinels.